Hey, welcome back. This is part 2 to expressing form with color. Now, look at part 1 to see where I cut the block off into shapes, and I was trying to express that with paint. Now, what I've done is I've cut off another plane. It started off with 4 squares, and I cut a plane off of the corner. I chopped the corner off, so now I have 1 plane, 2 plane, 3 plane, 4 plane, 5 plane. So I'm making it rounder and rounder by making these planes smaller and smaller and smaller, okay? So now what I'll do is I'll take this. It started off with red, cadmium red light, and I put alizarin crimson down on the right-hand side because I said that the shadows are cooler and the lighter and the warm is light. So I have the lighter, warmer color facing the light source, which is this. This is the sun facing. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the red, I'm going to take the red cad red light, I'm going to lighten it just a little bit, put a little warmth in it and lighten it. Then I'm going to drop the value. I'm going to take half of this and half of that, in other words. Taking a little bit of alizarin crimson and a little bit of the cadmium red. And I want something in between these two. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to check it and make sure that it works. Now it works right here, but I don't know that it's working over on the, yeah it is. All right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you in just a second. Just bear with me a second. What I'm doing, I'm painting this plane, the cut off plane, and the back plane, and I'm making it rounder and rounder. So what I'm doing, I'm just splitting the difference between this one and this one. So I came in and I just took alizarin crimson and a little bit of red, and I'm going to make this thing round when I'm done. So let's go in there and really describe the form. Watch. Okay, I want to make it more noticeable to you. Okay, so what I did, I just cooled it and darkened it, and I just made that side. You can tell there are 3 planes right here. You really can't see it on this one. I'm going to lighten this one and warm it just a little bit. So I'm going to take cadmium red. I'm going to lighten it just a little with some white and some yellow. In other words, some light orange. And I'm going to make this side warmer and lighter than the shape next to it. Now, see how it looks like it's got 3 facets. 1 facet, 2 facet, 3 facets. So I'm happy with that. So I'm going to take the white and the orange, and I'm going to keep putting that in. Now I'm using color to make the changes in form. I'm lightening it and warming it the closer that the light is. The light is hitting from over here, and it's wrapping around this side and going this way. So now, can you see the difference between this one? Let's darken this one just a little bit more to make sure that I'm somewhere in between these two. Now it looks like it turns, doesn't it? Now, how do I lighten the top? I just add even more red. I add some red and some orange to it because I want to warm it and lighten it. The closer to the sun, or the closer to the light source it is, it's going to be lighter and warmer closest to the sun. Or still life lamp, if you use a still life lamp when you're doing still lifes. Now, do you see how I've made form? I've made this block look like it actually has sides and planes on it. Now, I want to do one more thing. You just do the same thing over and over. I'll just cut these off and then cut those off. And when I get done, the whole thing is round, because now instead of 4 or 5 planes, I've got maybe 10 planes. And when all is said and done, it comes out round, okay? So that's how you describe form, is by cutting the planes off and just making more and more planes. So I would just take this. What do you think I would do on this then? I would just take these 2 and blend them together to make a plane that's somewhere in between this one and that one. I would make it, in other words, I'd make it imperceptible. So I'll take this one and push it. Let's take a little bit of that and push it into that one. Now you see how I've lost the corner completely? Because now I have many, many planes, and it looks like it's round, doesn't it? Isn't that cool? So that's what you do when you're doing a tree, if you're doing a can, if you're doing a car, anything that faces light. The closer to the light that it gets, the warmer and lighter it's going to be if it's a warm light source. If it's a cool light source, like a cloudy day, it's misty, it's cloudy, it's kind of one of those silvery blue days, the shadows are going to be warm instead of cool. It's the exact opposite. Warm light, cool shadows. Cool light, warm shadows. So always think about the light source and turning your form. I've heard that over and over, turning the form, turning the form. Just think about what plane is facing closest to the light source and make that plane lighter and warmer than the other planes, and it gets progressively cooler and darker as it goes away from the light source. I hope you enjoyed these free art lessons on how to describe form using value and color. And if you'd like to see my workshop schedule or see more of my work, go to MikeRooneyStudios.blogspot.com.